while I give the committee some praise that, they tried to make things fair to an extent, they also altered the rules to favor the incumbent, who was the Honorable Jamal Pringle. But I can say here that the convention for the UPP was crooked. It was the most unfair, biased convention that I think anyone could think of, could take part in, and as I say, they crooked the convention.
When you say they crooked the convention, what do you mean?
I'll share with you in details again. Now, it wasn't just outside of the party. The Honorable Richard Lewis, and even myself, there was quite a bit of support for us in the party. However, the party would have used, well, I should say, that core group within the party who have been controlling things for such a long time went back to that old playbook that John Messiah spoke about. And I want to stick there for a little because, when sometimes you look from politics from the outside, and I used to wonder, like, John, let go, what happened? I used to say that to myself, I can be honest.
So you're of the opinion, well, before you had your experience, that she was bitter.
Correct,
right.
Correct. Even the Honorable Richard Lewis, because he would have challenged in 2018, and the chair of the party would have said to me, because Richard Lewis was a part of their team before he became a candidate and even would have challenged Harold Lovell. But the chair of the party would have said to me that the Honorable Richard Lewis is the best vice chair that the party ever had. She had no complaints when Richard served as a vice chair. He was excellent in policy writing, in crafting the constitution of the party. He was excellent. She sang his praises to me.
Right.
However, I always wondered, when I joined the party, they used to say a lot about Richard. Oh, Richard, stay away, and Richard, Richard and I love people. They used to say a lot of things. But my first convention experience, I had to do a 360 in how I would have viewed someone like John Messiah and how I would have viewed my respect for the Honorable Richard Lewis group, because I saw what the party did to him. That core group, you see, look, there's a core group within that party, the leadership within the leadership, right? So you see, when they talk about the elites in the leadership, that's what the leadership within the leadership. You see, if you're part of that leadership within the leadership, you're good. You don't have anything to worry about.
But the moment you challenge
the
it,
moment that you see that the direction that the leadership within the leadership is going is not in the best interest of the country, but is in the interest of self, my brother, your days are numbered within the United Progressive Party. And that is precisely what happened. But back to the convention, they used the same playbook that they used with John Messiah to cook the convention. You understand? And I'll give you just a few examples here. I see my partner, Peter Reds. Peter Reds have cost me some time online. And I understand. My back broad enough to take it. But a thin skin, that because you cost about a chair, mean you should just be thrown to the side. In a thin skin, Peter Reds cost me. But I can even bring you back to the convention. Look, it was so bad that Peter Reds, the caretaker of your constituency, the caretaker of the St. Peter's branch within the party, could not even become a delegate with his branch to vote in the convention. And I'll break it down to you. So how it works, each branch, the party has 19 units. Each branch of the party elects, I hear that word, elects 24 members of their branch or their respective unit to go to the convention and to represent their branch or unit and vote. But the process, the constitutional process, is to elect these persons. Now, that core group controls the inner runnings and some key areas, and they use some areas, some branches and units, just like yours here, right, in St. Peter's. They use the St. Peter's branch. And how can you tell me that the caretaker of the branch of St. Peter's was left off and could not vote with his branch at the convention? Because, you see that old playbook that John Messiah spoke about? They hand-selected their delegates, not elected, hand-selected their delegates. While branches like mine, we did the right thing. We called the branch meeting, and we went, and we voted and elected our members to go and vote. It was an election. No one was left off. Because
so you voted for the 20, how much is it?
So it's 24 delegates.
So you voted for the 20. There was a vote for the 20.
In my branch, in your one came,
yeah.
And we elected the 24 persons who were supposed to represent the branch and vote.
Right.
But in 5 key areas, 5 branches with 24 votes, if you only whispered Richard Lewis, you could not become a delegate.
Right.
You understand? Peter Reds was an open advocate for Richard Lewis. He endorsed him, and as the caretaker, you can't ask for more disrespect than that. You could not go and vote in your branch. In fact, I had to fight for him, and I know he can tell you I'm telling the truth as much as it cost me. I had to fight for him, and I had to fight for the youth arm of the United Progressive Party to even take place, to even have a voice in the convention, and to place Peter Reds in the youth arm to vote. If I wasn't successful, he would not have been able to vote. Understand?
Right.
Even the youth arm, my brother, they did not want the voices of the youth, the contributions of the youth who are our future, to take part in the convention. I had to literally be fighting at Central Executive for young people within the United Progressive Party to be able to vote, to participate in our convention. Again, which I thought was, was just craziness. But okay, we moved forward. They did what they did. The Convention Management Committee came up with all sorts of rules, when I tell you, to favor the incumbent. I've never seen anything like it. First of all, they came out and they said that you can't go to the media. So Richard Lewis wanted to come and to share with this country his vision. And they told him, they blocked him, you can't go to the media or else, there'll be consequences. You could be disqualified. Again, what a crazy rule. You understand?
That's a rule that was just implemented.
To stop him from coming out. Because they didn't want him to have any advantage over the Honorable Jamal.
Right.
They came out with that rule. They even came out with another crazy rule that we were not supposed to go to the respective branches to carry our message, right? You were not supposed to go and do that. In fact, because they did that was the reason why we came up with an endorsement letter. So